Medicaid look-back ambush. 5 years that can cost your house. Before we continue, you need to see the paperwork that bites. Medicaid's look-back rule is basically a 60-month audit in most states. When you apply for long-term care Medicaid, home care waivers, assisted living waivers, or nursing home coverage, the state reviews 5 years of transactions to spot gifts, below market transfers, and off-the-books family payments. If they find them, you don't get a slap on the wrist. You get a penalty period where Medicaid won't pay. Plain English, gifts and non-compliant payments don't disappear. The state divides the amount transferred by a regional average cost of care to calculate how long you're ineligible. During that penalty, you pay out of pocket. That's when people sell investments at the worst time or borrow against home equity in a panic. Now, here's where most people mess up. I'll just put the house in my kid's name. 2 problems. 1, that deed is usually a disqualifying transfer inside 5 years. 2, you just handed your roof to your child's risks, divorce, lawsuits, creditors. You lose control and may still face estate recovery later. There's a cleaner set of tools used at the right time that balance control, eligibility, and protection. Quick state nuance so you don't rely on myths. In most states, the look-back for long-term care Medicaid is 5 years. California currently uses a shorter window for nursing home Medicaid and no look-back for certain home and community services. New York uses 5 years for nursing home Medicaid, and as of today, no look-back for some community Medicaid. Rules change. Verify with an elder law attorney in your state before you move a dollar. What about the house? Often, your primary residence is exempt while you live there, up to an equity cap that varies by state and situation. Exempt today doesn't mean protected forever. After death, many states pursue estate recovery for what Medicaid paid. That's the second ambush. You qualify now, but your estate gets the bill later unless you plan ahead using state-allowed tools. Let me show you how families trigger penalties without realizing it. You pay your daughter $1,000 a month for helping out without a written agreement. No timesheets, no market rate justification. It feels fair. On paper, Medicaid sees gifts. Over 2 years, that's $24,000 treated as transfers. At application, those dollars become months of ineligibility. You can keep care dollars in the family, you just need documentation and fair market terms before the first dollar moves. The fix is a caregiver agreement. Duties, schedule, a local market rate, and record keeping. Pay by check or e-transfer with clear memos. Keep timesheets and receipts. That turns family help into a documented expense instead of a gift. It also reduces sibling friction because expectations are written down and signed. Now, the legal tool most neighbors never hear about. In states that allow it, an enhanced life estate deed, often called a ladybird deed. It lets you keep control while alive. You can sell, refinance, or change beneficiaries. And on death, the property transfers outside probate, which can help avoid estate recovery where permitted. It's not available everywhere, so ask your attorney whether your state recognizes it and how it interacts with recovery rules. Next, irrevocable trusts, specifically a Medicaid asset protection trust drafted for your state. If you place your home into a properly structured irrevocable trust more than 5 years before applying, it can be excluded from resource calculations and may avoid estate recovery while preserving a step-up in basis for heirs if drafted correctly. Do it inside the 5-year window, and you've likely triggered a penalty. Timing is everything. Traditional life estates are another option, but note the trade-off. You keep the right to live there, while remainder beneficiaries get a vested interest. You usually can't sell or mortgage without their consent, and you can't freely change beneficiaries. It can help with probate, but it limits flexibility compared with a ladybird deed in states that allow the enhanced version. Here's a practical do this, not that you can run this week. Stop undocumented family payments. Pause until a caregiver agreement is signed at market rate. Pull 5 years of bank and credit statements. Highlight gifts and transfers so your attorney can triage. Get your deed, mortgage, and title info into a binder. No quick transfers. Discuss state-allowed tools first. Book an elder law consult. Ask, what's my state's look-back by program? What's exempt versus penalized? Do ladybird deeds, transfer on death deeds, life estates, or irrevocable trusts fit my goals and timing? Already made gifts? Don't panic. Sometimes funds can be returned to cure penalties. Hours can be documented under a compliant agreement going forward, or you can align spend down with exempt uses like necessary home safety modifications. The rule is simple. Stop digging, document cleanly, and get a map. If you remember nothing else here, remember this. Eligibility is a clock, not a guess. 5 years of transactions follow you into the application. Keep family pay clean with paperwork. Use state-allowed tools at the right time to reduce recovery risk. And never trade control for quick fixes that backfire when you need care most. Equity at risk. How falls turn a house into a hospital. Let's connect safety to dollars, because this is where small hazards quietly become big bills. One bad step in a slick bathroom or on a dim stair doesn't just bruise a hip. It opens a tab, ER copay, imaging, a hospital stay, skilled rehab, home health, equipment, transportation, and weeks of paid help while you regain confidence. Medicare covers parts, but coinsurance, deductibles, and everything outside medical billing, rides, missed work for family meals, and house fixes still hit your wallet. Those out-of-pocket drips drain the very cash you need to fund prevention and clean Medicaid planning. The danger zones aren't random. It's a triangle: bathroom, stairs, and entryway. Bathrooms are tight, slick, and full of awkward moves. Step over, pivot, twist. Stairs demand vision, strength, and precise foot placement. Entryways add shoes, bags, weather, and a lip that grabs toes. When anyone is unsafe, risk rises. When 2 or 3 stack, the house becomes a hospital in waiting. Now, here's where most people mess up. I'm careful. Careful doesn't beat wet tile, soap film, or a tall tub threshold. Falls rarely announce themselves. They happen while rushing for a phone, turning with a laundry basket, or trying not to drip water on the floor. Environment beats caution. If the environment is stacked against you, make the quick math visible. A mild fracture or bad sprain can still set off an ER visit, X-ray or CT, follow-ups, a few weeks of therapy, a shower chair, a walker, and paid help while you steady transfers, plus ride costs and family time. If it escalates to a hip fracture, add surgery, inpatient days, skilled nursing, longer rehab, and an even longer tail of home assistance. Across a year, cascades like this commonly land in the thousands to tens of thousands out of pocket, once copays, coinsurance, equipment, transport, and extra hours stack. And crisis decisions tend to produce paperwork mistakes, like informal family payments, that bite you during Medicaid's 5-year look-back. Contrast that with a few $100s and a couple of focused weekends up front. The payoff is probability. Non-slip treatments where water lives, a transfer bench that removes the high tub step, 2 grab bars into studs, a handheld sprayer so your feet stay planted, night lights and motion sensors for midnight trips, bright, even stair lighting, rails on both sides, non-slip treads, a rigid entry mat that doesn't skitter, anchored rugs, and cord control. That's not a remodel. It's targeted friction that stops momentum and surprise. Micro story. A viewer swapped a sliding bath mat for adhesive anti-slip, added a transfer bench, mounted 2 stud-anchored bars, placed motion night lights to the bathroom, and put clear grip tape on stair edges. 2 weeks in, they reported 0 catch moments getting into the tub, and no, more stutter step on the second stair. With steadier footing, they canceled for standby bathing hours and delayed a pricey conversion. Same house, better odds. Before we continue, You need the principle that makes this stick. Attention beats perfection. A $20 anti-slip kit on the right tile saves more than a $2,000 vanity. A second stair rail beats new paint. Bright, even light outperforms fancy fixtures with dim bulbs. The reason this works is simple. Falls are force plus surprise. Reduce slippery, remove high steps or bridge them, give hands a reliable hold, and see hazards early. Force drops, surprise disappears. Common mistakes to avoid. Mounting a grab bar into drywall anchors. Looks safe, fails under load. Using suction bars on textured tile. False security. Keeping fluffy throw rugs because they're pretty, they bunch, curl, and catch toes. Relying on sticky bath mats that slide once soap hits. Picking mood bulbs over visibility. If you remember nothing else here, remember this. Install into studs, anchor rugs, upgrade lighting, and lower or bridge high steps. Here's a try this week checklist that buys fast safety. Bathroom. A transfer bench straddling the tub wall. 2 36-inch grab bars into studs. 1 vertical or angled at entry, 1 horizontal along the long wall. A handheld sprayer reachable from the bench. Adhesive anti-slip strips where feet land, and on the first step out, brighter, diffused light to cut glare. Stairs and entry. Rails on both sides end to end. Non-slip treads or clear grip tape on edges. 100 to 150 lumen, even lighting, a rigid, heavy-backed entry mat that doesn't skate. Outdoor grip strips on the first porch step if rain or frost visits. Bedroom and halls. Motion night lights creating a runway, cord clips, and a low-profile cover so nothing crosses paths. Rug anchors or no rugs in walk zones. A chair height that lets you stand without rocking. The payoff isn't just fewer falls. It's shorter recovery if something happens, fewer paid hours, calmer decision-making, and cleaner paperwork while you set up a caregiver agreement and book an elder law consult. Prevention buys time. And time protects equity because you'll spend on legit safety upgrades instead of crisis gaps. And you'll document family help correctly instead of tripping the look back. Quick win for today. Place 2 motion night lights on the bed-to-bath path and put anti-slip strips in the tub. Both take minutes and change your footing tonight. Then schedule 1 rail upgrade and anchor the worst rug this week. Take photos, save receipts, and drop them in your home shield binder. You're not just safer, you're building a paper trail that supports compliant spend down if Medicaid planning is on your horizon. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Fix the triangle and you shrink both risk and bills. Bathroom first, then stairs and entry, then pathways and light. Every fall you prevent keeps cash flexible for documented family care. And the legal timing that saves your house from becoming the state's reimbursement plan. The $100 home audit. Find and fix the big 3. Let's turn prevention into a quick system you can finish this week. We're doing a $100 home audit that targets the big 3 hazards: bathroom, stairs/entry, and bedroom/halls, using one simple rule: light grip trip, better lighting, reliable handholds, and 0 trip points. You'll walk your space once, tag problems in minutes, and fix the worst first. Grab a pencil, sticky notes, and your phone flashlight. Start at your bed and trace your morning path to the bathroom, then to the kitchen, then to your main exit, and stairs. Every time your foot hesitates, your hand searches for support, or your eyes strain, tag the spot. Write L for light, G for grip, T for trip. At the end, you'll have a map of your personal danger zones. Bathroom first, because wet surfaces and awkward steps turn caution into slips. Stand at the tub or shower threshold and ask 3 questions. Can I enter without lifting high? Can my hand grab a solid bar anchored into studs? Can I see the floor clearly even with steam? If any answer is no, tag it. Step inside. Smooth equals slippery. That's a T for anti-slip treatment. Check the toilet. If it's low or wobbly on stand-up, tag G for grab and H for height. Lighting glare, tag, L, and plan for bright, diffused light. Now stairs and entry. Place a hand on each side of the stairs. If you can't, tag G for missing second rail. Look at each tread edge. Glossy or worn smooth earns a T. Switch the lights off. Let your eyes adjust for a slow 5 count. If it's dim or patchy, tag L. At the door, stomp the mat. If it skates, tag T. If rain or frost hits the first step, add G/T for rail plus outdoor grip strips. Bedroom and halls next. Sit on the bed, then stand. If you rock forward or push hard with your hands, tag H for height. Scan the walking lane to the bathroom and kitchen. Any cords crossing? Tag T. Throw rugs? Tag T, unless they're anchored. Walk the path with only night lights. If you don't have a runway of light, tag L for motion units placed low and early. Prioritize the cheapest, biggest wins. Think in layers. See it, hold it, don't trip on it. For most homes, $100 buys a strong first pass. For motion night lights, a pack of adhesive anti-slip strips, a roll of clear stair grip tape, 2 sets of rug anchors, a rigid entry mat with a grippy backing, and a pack of cable clips with a low-profile cord cover. If you catch a sale, add a handheld shower sprayer. If the budget is extra tight, start with lights and anti-slip. Those 2 changes pay back immediately in confidence. Install sequence matters. Do lighting first because vision guides every step. Place motion lights so they trigger before the turn, not after. Aim them low to avoid glare at 2 a.m. Next, anchor surfaces. Anti-slip strips go exactly where your feet land in the tub, and on the first step out, grip tape sits tight to stair edges. Anchors go on rug corners and across the center. Then add handholds. If grab bars aren't in today's budget, stage a stable shower chair and plan bars into studs this week. On stairs, the second rail is a high-impact upgrade. Book it. Avoid common mistakes. Don't stick anti-slip strips on dusty tile. Clean and dry first. Don't trust suction bars on textured surfaces. You need studs. Don't use tiny rug dots. They peel and curl. Don't mount blinding night lights at eye height. Keep them low and warm. Now, run a mini example. So this sticks. A viewer tagged 6 spots in 10 minutes. Dim hall corner, L, sliding bath mat, T, high tub step, G/T, single stair rail, G, slick tread edges, T, and a skating entry mat, T. They spent under $90 on motion lights, anti-slip strips, grip tape, anchors, and a rigid mat. Install took an afternoon. Result, steadier midnight walks, planted feet in the shower, cleaner stair footing, and fewer standby helper minutes. Week 2, they added a second rail and kept every receipt and photo in a binder. Clean proof if they later need a compliance spend down. Your turn. Pick 2 quick wins today. Motion lights on the bed-to-bath path and anti-slip strips in the tub. Schedule 1 stair upgrade this week, either the second rail or grip tape on every tread edge. Anchor the worst rug and clear cords with clips. Take photos and label each purchase, what you fixed, and the date. Those photos aren't just pride. They're documentation that your spending was necessary and safety-focused. To keep momentum, put your sticky note map on the fridge. Cross notes off as you fix them. Add 1 reminder, light grip trip every month. Do a nighttime walkthrough, a rail tug test, a stair edge check, and a mat stomp. If anything shifts, fix it that week. 2 final tips that separate beginners from pros. 1, sequence tasks into 90-minute blocks if you're using helpers. Bathroom safety check first. Then laundry start, then kitchen wipe down, then a quick trip hazard sweep. 2, keep a 1-page log in your binder. Date, fix, receipt, photo. Clean paper beats memory when you need to prove your spend down or show a clinician why home care hours can taper safely. Light, grip, trip. Run the audit, fix the worst first, and buy back your odds today. Prevention buys time. and time protects equity.